good morning. We will get started. I'll ask everyone to please silence your electronic devices. I'm going to ask Commissioner Hope to lead us in the invocation, followed with the pledge by Commissioner Poole. If everyone will please stand.
Heavenly Father, we come to you just thankful for your mercy and your grace, and just ask that you continue to lead us and guide us in a way that glorifies you. These things we ask in your name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll officially call our regular August meeting to order. Roll call, all commissioners are here. That leads us to the approval of the agenda before us. Do I have a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Hope. Commissioner Gerald. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Hope. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to approval of the minutes, we have 3 sets of minutes: July 10th special called meeting, July 14th regular meeting, and July 14th special called meeting. We can do them individually or together. Call for action.
Recommend approval of the July 10th and 14th special call meeting and the July 14th regular meeting.
Okay. Motion to approve by Commissioner Lotson. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Gerald. Any discussion at this time? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Visitor presentations this morning. We have Ms. Lauren Gilmer with the UGA Extension 4-H program and some of her students to speak about the activities. Ms. Gilmer?
Good morning, Commissioners. And thank you for giving us the opportunity to share an update on the work of the McIntosh County UGA Extension Office and 4-H program today. For those whom I have not met, my name is Lauren Gilmer, and I am the County Coordinator for the UGA Extension Office and the 4-H Youth Development Agent for McIntosh County. And over the past year, I do think one of the things our office is most especially proud of is how much more visible UGA Extension has become in our community. We are continuing to build community relationships, expand our partnerships, and provide educational opportunities that directly meet the needs and interests of our McIntosh County residents. And we are seeing that not only impact not only through the individual programs we offer, but also through the way our community is recognizing the work being done by our office. One example of that was being named a semifinalist for the Alti Awards Nonprofit of the Year this past year, which was a great honor and recognition of the work our entire extension team is doing in McIntosh County. And we hope to make the finals for that this year. Extension is fortunate to have 3 program areas working together to serve our community. That's our Family and Consumer Sciences, Agriculture and Natural Resources, and 4-H Youth Development. Each of us serves McIntosh County in a different way, but our goal is the same: to provide education, resources, and opportunities that make a meaningful difference in the lives of the people that we serve here in McIntosh County. So next I'm going to have our Family and Consumer Sciences agent and our Agriculture and Natural Resources agent up to come share some highlights and impacts from their programming. And lastly, after that, I'll provide a brief update on our 4-H program and also introduce our young people who have joined us here today to share firsthand what they have gained, learned, or accomplished in 4-H this past year.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Michelle Quick. I am the Family and Consumer Sciences Agent for McIntosh County. And that really just means home economics. If you remember, in school we learned all things health, wellness, cooking, how to take care of ourselves as adults, right? So that's Family and Consumer Sciences. My role in this community is to come in and provide education, not only to adults, but the youth in our community as well, around chronic disease management, prevention, health and wellness, stress management, the basics of financial planning. All of those things are included under the umbrella of Family and Consumer Sciences. So just a little update of what I've been doing in the community over the last year. I've done 2 Serve Safe classes in the county. Both of those were held at the Board of Education here in Darien. And for those of you that aren't familiar with Serve Safe, this is a food protection certification course that's required by restaurants. Any restaurant has to have one. They have to have someone on staff that is manager certified, and that includes a very detailed, long, one-day training with a heavy curriculum on food safety and managerial practices, and then they have to take an exam along with it. So we had a really good group of individuals this year at our 2 courses from Skippers. We had Marsh Pirate, Shanty Cafe, and Altman's all participated in this food service program to ensure that they're keeping their staff and all of their consumers safe as well when they come to the restaurant. Some other things I've been doing are Head Start classes. So I go into the Head Start here in Darien and do nutrition and exercise with the kids. It's really just to get in there and get them involved with healthy eating, what are fruits and vegetables, and get them moving, because that's the most important thing at that age. And then upcoming, I have a kimchi class coming up. If you haven't heard about kimchi, it is a fermented cabbage that is becoming really popular for its probiotic benefits. So we'll be offering a class at the Darien Lions Club. It is a free course, so if you know anyone interested, let them know, and we can get them on the list to attend that. And then we have a class coming up at Ida Hilton Library called Cooking for a Lifetime of Cancer Prevention. This is a 3-part series. I'm looking to get the health department looped into this as well. We're hoping to have a mammogram bus come one of the days that we're hosting it, and it will be each Friday in September. So you can be looking forward to that at the Ida Hilton Library. And as always, I'm here for any of y'all. If you have ideas that come up, like, hey, part of my community is really talking about food preservation, or struggling with finances, or there's a lot of diabetes in the community, I want to do a class on that. Call me, we can work something out, make sure that we're meeting the needs of the community. So thank y'all, appreciate it.
I have a question.
Yeah.
The mammogram bus, speak more about that.
So that is through the health department. So the health department up in Eulonia, we're working with them to see if we can get them to bring that bus to the Ida Hilton Library. So one of those cancer cooking classes that I'll be holding, they would be available to do that. Now, I can't speak on how that operates just because that's more of a health department question, but I believe that you have to be uninsured to get a free mammogram.
Okay.
Any other questions? All right, I will have MC up behind me.
All right. Real quick, I'm going to pass it all. Pass it. I have just a little handout for you guys so y'all can kind of follow along and see a little bit of an update on what we've got going on. But my name is MC Halbrook. I am the County Agriculture and Natural Resources Agent. And this is a highlight of some of my activities that I've done over the last year, including some of the boards, teams, and committees that I serve on. There are 2 main points that I want to highlight for you guys, and they do have to do with gardening. One is that we have now a Master Gardener Extension volunteer group. So these are trained volunteers. They've gone through 50 hours in the classroom, and then they have to do 50 hours of educational volunteer in return to the county, to McIntosh County. So right now we have 5 Master Gardeners, which I think is fantastic, at least for getting started out. For reference, in Glenn County, I have 15 Master Gardeners, and I've been running that program since 22. So I think that we're doing really great with starting out with 5. And they are all very excited. They're just chomping at the bits, getting ready to go out and do some education on focusing largely on gardening or home lawns, landscapes, all that good stuff. And then the other one, still related to gardening, like I mentioned, but we have installed a community garden at the Ida Hilton Library here in Darien. That was in partnership with Keep McIntosh Beautiful, so of course we need to recognize them and the intense amount of legwork that they did to get this done as well. But this provides us an outdoor learning space, a demonstration site, and just a place where our youth and adults can come and learn different gardening skills throughout the years. So on the back of the handout, I do have some pictures that kind of highlight some of these events and the description there in the middle. But you can also see some of the other highlighted programs that I've listed out. I did Lights Out, Fireflies On, nature journaling, which is a 4-H club, so I do that with Miss Lauren. Growing indigo, that was more of a training that I did so that I can better support our producers here. Muscadine wreath making as well is on here too. Do you guys have any questions for me? Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
All right, last but not least, we'll give our update on our 4-H program. We've had a really exciting year in McIntosh County 4-H. We're continuing to see growth in our program, not only in the number of young people we are reaching, but also in the quality, variety, and depth of the different opportunities that we are providing. One of those is our project achievement participation has continued to improve, and that gives more of our young people the opportunity to develop their public speaking skills and explore their interests, set goals, and share things that they are learning. We're also continuing to see strong participation in our summer camps and our other after-school activities. And another highlight of this past year was our largest Cloverleaf camp participation to date. That's our age range of 4th to 6th grade that attend summer camp. And we had 37 attendees this year, so we were very excited about that. We also had our largest Cloverleaf project achievement participation this year with 15 competitors as well. And that's a district event we participate in with multiple counties in our area. And McIntosh County was recognized at Cloverleaf Project Achievement, where we received 2nd place in highest percentage of county participation and 3rd place in most improved numbers for our county as well. We've also continued to build momentum with our archery team. We did host 4 or 5 archery practices last spring. So we're providing youth opportunities to develop that discipline and confidence and focus and sportsmanship through archery. And we also are thankful to do that through support from Fort King George as well. Also, our horse club has continued to grow in large part to amazing volunteer leaders that we have and our community collaboration with Emma's Driftwood Farm. And that has allowed us to expand the opportunities available for our horse club members. And we also had a local student this year, Kinsley Owens, who represented McIntosh County in the state 4-H horse show. And she won her barrel racing competition there to progress on to the 4-H Southern Regional Horse Show. And she also competed in the National Barrel Horse Association Youth and Teen World Championships, where she received some high awards for that as well. And we're also excited about another step forward for our 4-H program. We're expanding our staff, hopefully in the next few weeks, with a part-time Georgia 4-H AmeriCorps position. And this will give us additional capacity to reach more youth and provide more hands-on educational programming through our county. So when we look at this past year, we're seeing growth in both the quantity and quality of our 4-H program for McIntosh County. But the best way for me to share that with y'all, instead of me telling you all these things, is to give our students a chance to share what they have done with McIntosh County 4-H, how it has impacted them, and what 4-H means to them. So I am going to turn it over to our 4-H students here. I did ask them to try to keep their speeches to 30 seconds or less, since we have a big group, but they do have a lot to share with you, so we're excited. Jacob, you can come on up.
Good morning, Commissioners. I am Jacob Crook. I'm in 12th grade, and 4-H has been a part of my life since I entered 4th grade. So that's 8 to 9 years of 4-H, and there's nothing I would have changed about it. I have grown so much as a person through 4-H by doing team leading and district project achievement and going to summer camps and meeting so many people across Georgia. It's just been an amazing experience. And I cannot describe in 30 seconds how much it has changed me as a person and how much it has affected my friends and family through this amazing club. When I first started, I was very quiet and reserved. And as you see today, I am up in front of you, talking in front of the commissioners, in front of the audience, and I talk to people openly in public places about anything. And I feel like 4-H got me way out of my shell, and I never would have been here if it wasn't for them. This is my last year as a student for 4-H, and that doesn't mean my 4-H journey will stop. I will most definitely become a camp counselor. I will come by the office and help out wherever need be. I will get my adult leaders permit or leadership, whatever I need to do to become a chaperone or adult leader for 4-H events. And it's not goodbye. It will be a see you later for me. So, thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm Michaela Crook, and I'm a junior at McIntosh County Academy. And for the past 7 years, I've had the opportunity to experience 4-H in so many different ways. But the experience that I would like to talk about today is being a team leader at 4-H Camp Jekyll this past summer. When most people think about like a 4-H camp, they're usually thinking like the swimming and the games and the campfires and making memories. But those two things are very important to camp. But this past summer, I had the opportunity to experience the steps that lead up to all that fun that the kids get to have. As a team leader, I had many responsibilities, whether I was keeping the county on their schedule, making sure everybody was wearing sunscreen, which if you have kids, I'm sure you know is a task. And my personal favorite, waking the kids up in the mornings. Being a team leader means that many young campers are looking up to you and seeing how they need to act and learning responsibility and seeing, oh, when I get older, that's something that I can be. And I really enjoyed being at Camp Jekyll to have that opportunity. Being a team leader has helped me grow a lot as a person, and it's helped me learn a lot of patience and communication, confidence, and responsibility. I've learned that sometimes leadership means that you have to step up and get out in the open, but sometimes it also means that you have to step back and let other people shine. I'm incredibly thankful for everybody who's given me the opportunity to be a team leader for 4-H and be at Camp Jekyll this past year, and I'm excited to take the skills that I've learned through 4-H and use them in my own life, school, and future activities. And after just 1 week at 4-H Camp Jekyll, I can definitely say one thing: camp is better by the beach. Thank you.
Okay, can you tell us a little bit about the pins you have on your
Oh, so
shirt?
most of these are my GPA pins. So after you complete district project achievement each year, they give you a pin. And then the small one on this side of my collar is my president of 4-H horse club. And then the triangle one is from the horse quiz bowl we participated in 2 years ago.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Nicholas Spinks, and I'm going to be talking about District Project Achievement, also known as DPA. It is one of the most important 4-H events throughout the whole year. You can compete in many different project areas, and you can have fun. You can campaign for board. There's just something for everyone at DPA. And it can also open a bigger door depending on your project and performance. You have the chance to become a master 4-H'er, and then you can go to nationals. But even if you don't place, you're still guaranteed for a great time at DPA, and you can just make memories and grow along the way. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, County Commissioners. My name is Jay Spaneth, and I am a 10th grade student at McIntosh County Academy. And Horse Club means a lot to me because I've always loved horses, but being a part of Horse Club has taught me so much more than I've ever thought I could learn. Even though I've been riding horses for a while, there were still so many things about horses that I didn't know until I joined Horse Club. I love getting to spend time with the horses, learn new things, and especially participate in Horse Quiz Bowl. I also really enjoy getting to hang out and make memories and have fun with the other 4-H members. Horse Club has taught me to learn so much more about horses, and it's also helped me build friendships and become more confident. Horse Club has taught me so much, and it's something I'm really proud to be a part of the club. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Pearl, and today I'll be talking about DPA. DPA stands for District Project Achievement. When you participate in DPA, you compete against other 4-H members in different categories. You get to choose a topic or project that you're interested in and give a presentation about it. There are so many different ways to participate. You can give a speech, dance, sing, play an instrument, or even act. There really is something for everyone who wants to do something. DPA offers so much more than awards, rankings, and medals. It gives you the opportunity to meet 4-H members from other counties, make friends, and improve your public speaking and presentation skills. DPA is one of my favorite activities in 4-H because I've learned so much and made so many new friends through it. I've also gotten really confident from public speaking from it. Miss Lauren has helped me a lot through it. So, she was there when I had my first DPA and I couldn't do it, but now here I am talking in front of you guys. And I'm really glad I had the opportunity to participate in this. Good morning, Commissioners. Good morning. Now, when I think about Horse Club, it's pretty interesting, but I don't think I could really do it. I don't have a horse, and I don't really know anything about horses. Well, really, that's completely fine, because that's what Horse Club is for. My name is Olivia White. I'm from McIntosh County Academy, and I've been in 4-H since 4th grade. Those questions I just asked you, those were questions that I had when I first joined Horse Club. Now look at me now. I'm a full member, and I know everything that I need to know. Like I said, you don't need a horse or even prior knowledge of horses to join Horse Club. It's an all-welcoming experience where 4-H members come not only to learn, but to get to connect with others and experience what it's like to be in different communities. Now, you may be asking, what do we learn about? Well, you learn about horses. You can not only learn about the differences between breeds, but you can also learn about the different saddle types, the health of a horse, how to ride a horse, and even how tall of a fence you need if you want to keep one. Now, for example, you get to learn about the big horses like Shires. Fun fact, actually, the tallest Shire in the world, his name is Mammoth, and he's like 7 feet tall and 2.5 inches tall, which is really cool. But not only do you get to learn about the big horses, you also get to learn about the small ones, like Falabellas, which are actually the smallest breed of horse in the world. So, you pretty much just sit around and learn about horses? No, of course not. Not only do you get to learn about them, but you also get to ride them, just maybe not the mini ones. So, you know, riding horses lets you get a hands-on experience with the horses, which also gives you more knowledge. Speaking of knowledge, where will I be able to use all this? Once I learn about it, is it just useless? I have the answer for both of those questions. No, the information is not useless, and you can actually test your information in something called Horse Bowl. During Horse Bowl, you get tested on how much you know about horses. You get to compete against other counties for a secret, special prize. Now, you may be asking, what is this prize? Well, figure it out. In conclusion, Horse Club is not just some prison school where they force you to learn about horses. It's a whole experience of getting to know different things and expanding your knowledge not only in the horse community, but also the world and nature around you. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Olivia White, signing out.
Thank you.
4-H has many fun activities, but my personal favorite is going to 4-H summer camp. This year I got to go to a Fortson 4-H Center, and my friends and I had the best time ever. Hi, I'm McKenzie Cook, and I go to McIntosh County Academy. Fortson offers many fun events like going to a water park, Stone Mountain, and the Georgia Aquarium. I had so much fun at camp because I was able to learn so many new things. I learned about new animals, how to shoot a bow and arrow, and many team-building activities that can help me in the future. You might be thinking, is there only one camp? Well, there are many other camps like Cloverleaf Camp at Jekyll Rock Eagle 4-H Center, Fortson 4-H Center in Hampton, Georgia, Wasiga Camp in Dahlonega, Georgia, and many senior extreme camps that you can attend. Camp is truly an amazing experience, and that is why going to camp is my favorite 4-H activity. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kelly Beth Crook, and I'm a freshman at MCM. And today I want to talk to you about DPA. First off, what does DPA actually stand for? It stands for District Project Achievement, and it's exactly what it sounds like. You compete against other kids from across your district by building a project and presenting it. Depending on your grade level, DPA takes you to one of two places, and presenting both. Cloverleaf's 4th through 6th grade compete at a local high school in your district. Juniors 7th through 8th grade and seniors 9th through 12th grade travel to Rock Eagle 4-H Center. As you move up through the divisions, the competition definitely gets tougher, but it's always an absolute blast. While there's a lot you can achieve through DPA, the biggest takeaway most people talk about is confidence. Presenting a project helps you master public speaking and feel comfortable in front of a crowd. I can personally vouch for this because I've been competing since 4th grade, and DPA has truly helped me flourish. Thank you.
my name is Billy Wolf, and I am a 10th grader. I am a 10th grade student at McIntosh County Academy. I have been involved in 4-H since I was in 7th grade, and I also completed my first DPA project that same year. I really enjoy being part of 4-H because it gives me the opportunity to help people in my community and make a difference. I especially appreciate the fundraisers that 4-H provides because they help give kids opportunities to participate in activities that they may not otherwise be able to afford. Most of all, I love the people in the 4-H Academy. They have made my experience meaningful, and I'm grateful to be part of such a supportive organization.
Good morning. My name is Alexis Cooper, and I'm a 9th grader at Brunswick High. When I started 4-H, I was in 5th grade, but the records here won't show that because I wasn't in McIntosh yet. I started my 4-H journey in Glenn County, where I was born. My experience in Glenn County 4-H taught me that sometimes friendships can change and that family isn't always about who you're related to. It's about the people who choose to stand by you. But when I moved to McIntosh County and joined McIntosh 4-H, I experienced something completely different. They welcomed me as if they had known me my whole life, and they gave me friendships and a family that I never knew I needed. Through all the events, activities, and clubs I've been a part of through 4-H, the kids I've met changed the way I see the world today. They've helped me through some of the hardest times in my life, and they supported me while I've pursued things I love. 4-H is incredibly special to me, and I know it's special to so many other people as well. 4-H isn't just a club you join for fun, it's a family you become a part of. A place where you can be yourself, grow, and feel like you belong. The friends you make through 4-H aren't always just friends. They become your family, even when you don't share the same blood. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Sarah Korn, and today I'm going to talk to you about DPA and 4-H. DPA stands for District Project Achievement. It is an opportunity for 4-H members to choose a project they are interested in and compete in different categories by giving a presentation about their projects. I have participated in DPA for many years, and it is one of my favorite parts of 4-H. Through DPA, you get to meet new friends, make new memories, and have fun while learning new skills. It also gives us a chance to grow our confidence in public speaking, performing, and presenting in front of other people. DPA is held on a day when we don't have school, so we get to spend the day with other 4-H members from around the district. I also enjoy going to the younger grades DPA events and helping as a team leader. One of my favorite things about DPA is getting to see all the different projects other 4-H members have chosen. Everyone has different interests and different ways of presenting their projects, so you can learn something new from each person. DPA is a great opportunity to learn, compete, and make friends, and become more confident. I'm really glad I've had the opportunity to be a part of it. Thank you.
Commissioners, thank you so much for your time this morning. As we wrap up, I do want to take a moment to just thank you for your continued support of UGA Extension and our 4-H program. Your investment in Extension allows us to provide opportunities that our community's young people might not otherwise have access to, from our camps to project achievement to archery, Horse Club, and many other opportunities. We're grateful for the partnership and support that you provide for us, and we look forward to continuing to grow and strengthen Extension's presence and impact in McIntosh County. So thank you for allowing us to share a little bit this morning about what we've been doing, and thank you to our 4-H students for joining us this morning as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
That concludes our visitor presentations this morning. We have no public hearings and no old business, so it leads us directly into new business. The first item of new business on our agenda is to consider approving an intergovernmental agreement between the City of Darien and McIntosh County Sheriff's Office for law enforcement services in the City of Darien. This is an action item, and I'll ask the county manager to add staff notes.
Yes, before you've got an intergovernmental agreement between Sheriff Thornell King and City of Darien. Sheriff has authority to enter into intergovernmental agreements, but this commission has the oversight of the financial side of this agreement. The contract for intergovernmental agreement is similar to the one that was previously in place. It was $97,500 per quarter, total contract $390,000 a year. There's some cleanup issues in Article 8 where we had oversight of a couple of quarters in the past that they're bringing up to current. And since this is a legal contract, I'm going to ask the county attorney to add any more detail.
Madam Chair, I've made my comments in written form in the form of a memorandum previously, and I don't see any reason in rehashing those. McIntosh County Board of Commissioners has a lot of interest in these contracts, but it's only as to the financial provisions. The material terms of these contracts are the exclusive area of the sheriff, and I think overall they've done a great job. There were some issues that I had concerns with, and I've noted them in my previous memo.
Any additional questions or comments from the commission at this time?
I have a general question, and it overlaps to the next one as well. I'm curious to know, in one of these, the money goes directly to the county, to the Board of Commissioners, and then the second one, it goes to, let's see, where's it go? It goes to two different pots. One comes to the county, and the other one goes to the sheriff department. And I was curious as to why that is.
Well, I think that's just a misnomer. I think what happens is that whether the checks are made out to the sheriff or made out to the county, they still come to the same place.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Are they current now? Is
No,
the city
sir.
current now?
No, sir.
To how much, what's the amount?
$97,500 will be paid to us by the end of September. That'll bring this year current. For whatever reason, there was a quarter that was missed back in '24, and that'll be brought current by the end of December.
And whatever led to that oversight, is that a process been put in place to avoid that from happening in the future?
I believe so. And in the county attorney's memo, you'll see where we'll make sure that the invoices are sent in a timely manner, and then they'll come to us for payment.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any additional questions or comments at this time?
So should we not approve this based off of your notes until they become current with the city?
I think I made that clear in the memo. The concerns that I have are not prohibitive. They don't stop the process from taking place. But just like they did several years ago in the first contract, they put a provision in there that said that we had to send them a bill before they would pay the amount due. To me, that's silly. I mean, what you do is you specify when the amounts due in the contract, and if they don't pay them, that's a material breach of the contract. But I mean, that's applying regular business tenants to government. And as y'all know, my constant concern about government is that we don't treat it generally as our money. We treat it as the taxpayers' money. It's almost like there's this disconnect. And I think what we've got to do is get closer, and I'm not talking about just you as government, I think government as a whole is what I'm concerned about. But in this particular case, we have to send them a bill or they simply don't pay it. And that's how the city got behind over a year in payment. And now they've caught up significantly, don't get me wrong. But you know, it's silly. Specify when the payment is due in the contract and wait for the payment. You know, it's not a situation where we need to send them a bill. And the same issue appears in the school board contract. And this isn't new. These guys that drafted this contract aren't coming up with something new. This has been historically in these two contracts. We have to send them a bill, and that just seems kind of silly to me.
So has that been corrected?
No, sir.
So I would like to see that corrected before we move forward in this one. The next question I have is the amount. In the original contract, how much was the amount that we were charging for this service?
Between the city of Darien and the sheriff's office, it
Yes,
was a $390,000 contract.
And it's the same thing now?
Same thing now. The school board one has gone up because of the school
So
resource
with all the
officers.
inflation and the cost of vehicles and insurance and and gas, we have not moved this up to compensate that?
Well, I think what you're gonna see is there's a tension there between what's the sheriff's realm and what's the county's realm. Our concern is about finances, just like you're pointing out. But I'm sure they'll contend that they have the freedom of contract to contract for whatever amount they feel is necessary to recompense the department and the county for those expenses. So, I mean, there's gonna be a level of tension there. The amount due, whether it's 400,000 or 300,000, is gonna be an area that historically there's been tension about, and they'll continue to be.
I think if you look in the contract, though, they did some things with the number of vehicles, number of officers, and so I think it's being made up and other things that are being provided by the city of Darien as far as providing a place for a substation and paying for the vehicles as well, I believe.
Yeah, but the way I see it is the taxpayers of this county is subsidizing the city's law enforcement. And that should not be coming out of the taxpayers. I'm not saying that we need to make a profit off of it, but yet at least pay what it takes to manage this. And I see this as a large shortfall.
It's kind of like our ambulance service. If the city were to not be there, we would still be, they're part of the county, we'd still be providing the service, the burglary calls.
Yeah, but then every ticket he wrote would come straight into the
But
county.
then at that point, yeah, like you said, the tickets would then come to state court, not into the municipal court. So that would be the difference. But whether they were there or not, we'll still be providing service to the city residents.
Okay, any
At-
additional, go ahead.
One more thing. At the end of the day, in October or November, when we're talking about taxes, they're gonna be coming to us wanting to know why we haven't had maybe we don't raise taxes, and maybe there is a rollback. But if there isn't, they're gonna be on us. Why aren't you raising this money due? Here's number one on the list. Should be right here. $390,000 since when? 2020? And has it gone up? I mean, come on. And I've asked for what it costs to run the city police department numerous times to both individuals that are in charge of our sheriff's office. And I've gotten zero response on that. So, they're gonna come, the taxpayers are gonna come after us, the commissioners, when it comes to tax time.
I believe the contract has been executed by the City of Darien Council and the sheriff, but we still can we still make
All we can do is
modifications
voice our
or suggest
concerns.
modifications
I get
and
it.
bring it back in September?
Well, we can the county can simply say that they can continue to operate under this contract, but we have concerns, and not sign the contract. I mean, that, the mandate in that case would be to them to go back and see if they can resolve these issues, but, you know, the sheriff, again, I'll say, the sheriff has a window of opportunity that no one else has in this case. He is the person that's in charge of his department. He has constitutional authority to negotiate contracts for things like this. And the tenuous level is between what's financial, like our concerns are, and what's not. And I think, this is just me, but I think at the end of the day, that the estimate of value is probably going to be reserved for the sheriff. And I think the question of how the money's paid and those issues that I mentioned in my memo are for us.
And as Commissioner Gerald pointed out, it appears that we either overcharged them 6 years ago or we're undercharging them now, because nothing in life stays the same.
Yes, sir.
Okay, any additional questions or comments on item number 1 at this time?
I do have one question.
Yes, sir.
The vehicles seem to imply that the city, we're using city vehicles. Am I reading this right?
Well, the city supplies some of the police vehicles as a part of the contract.
So when that vehicle that we got many years ago dies, they will buy a new one as opposed to the sheriff coming to us and we buy a new one for them?
And the maintenance of that vehicle runs under the city department.
Okay. Okay. All right.
And in the event that this contract separates, they get that car back?
The city would, yes.
So they're really not paying, it's not part of the, in part of the contract to benefit the county.
It's not permanent compensation, they're providing the use of the vehicle.
Right.
And we can go on all day long about the concerns that you may have or may not have about insurability and all this kind of stuff and proper maintenance, but they seem to have done the right thing in the past, I will point that out, as far as maintenance goes on the vehicle.
Is that the same number of vehicles as the last contract?
I do not know.
I think it is. So that was in the last one, too.
Okay, any additional comments on item number 1? Hearing none, I'll call for action on item number 1.
Make the motion that we approve the contract with concerns.
Okay. Do you want to list the concerns for the motion?
Concerned that the dollar value has not changed over the years.
Okay. Is that the only
And
item?
then
That's
the
fine.
payment with, by the end
A
of
payment
September.
schedule?
Whatever.
Are you good with that as a part of the motion, or you want?
Yeah, I'm good with it. I'm good with them adding that as part of the motion.
Okay. So a motion by Commissioner Lotson to approve the contract before us with concerns for the monetary amount not increasing from the original term of the contract, and then the time period. Correct?
No, I was just talking about the city catching up on their.
The time period for the city to catch up on the past due quarter, and annual balance. So I have a second.
I'll second it.
Okay, second by Commissioner Gerald. Any additional questions or discussion at this time?
Yeah, I would like to also add to that motion, if possible, that the payment schedule be included in this contract.
Okay. Legal down there at the end, do you want to say anything of that separate from the settlement that's listed in here?
Commissioner Hope, with all due respect, I think what they've done is they've negotiated the contract in accordance with their constitutional responsibilities. And for us to go back and to change that contract now would require them to re-enter. I think the message is sent with the way the motion is written, without having to say that they need to change those provisions. That's my concern, as you know. You hit the nail on the head with your amendment, proposed amendment, because a contract should spell out all the responsibilities of the parties. And this contract, it's almost like they're waiting on us to slip up and not send the bills, looking for an excuse not to pay.
Right, and I'm trying to avoid us having to go knock on the door.
Well, that's what happened the last time. Their
Exactly.
excuse, their
Exactly.
justification for not paying was that they never got a bill.
Exactly.
So, I think the message is sent with the concerns listed. But having said that, your point's well taken. I just think that what we're doing is we're prolonging this process. We need this contract in place. We desperately need this contract in place to define the responsibilities of the parties. As you can see in the contract, it started back in July. So we need this thing in place, and I would strongly suggest that we allow it to pass with Lotson's and Gerald's original motion and not force them to go back into renegotiations. I think the message is received.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can go forward.
First of all, the sheriff's not here, and I don't speak for him, but I speak on behalf of him. Sheriff King did something that had never been done before, too. Sheriff King, before he signed the contract, he went to the county manager's office and sat down with the county manager and the county attorney and went through the contract with them. They had concerns then. We addressed those concerns and came back and said that we had the contract amended to address those terms. This is a work in progress. It's a work in progress for us. The county's been very supportive. The county manager and the county attorney have been very supportive of us. It's been a challenge on the city side, okay? But the city has come around. And what we do have an agreement on now, any future contract that's signed, we'll all come to the table together. The city, the county representatives, and the sheriff. And that's the way the sheriff wants it. When the sheriff sat down, the first thing he told them, I'm not sitting here signing this contract. I'm not representing the sheriff's office. He says, I gotta do my due diligence. I'm representing all of McIntosh County and everybody. Now, the simple fact of the matter, under law, Darien could walk away from the table and we still have to provide law enforcement services because we're the only law enforcement agency in the county. So we did come away with some things and some agreements, and I have to give the city manager credit because he did meet us on some things. We got where we were at. It wasn't by any fault of the county or the sheriff's office, but we got where we were at. We were ones that was laid on the table. The county manager come to the table, helped us, offered help. And like I said, there's 159 sheriffs in this state, okay? There's only one that would go to his county commission and sit down with the county attorney and the county commission and drafting up that contract, and he's here in McIntosh County. The other 158 in this county, I know of, they would never do that, and that's never been done before here. But the county has agreed. They're supplying one extra person that we can put in the criminal investigation division, because the majority of the criminal investigations we have, the majority of the investigations that we do come out of the city of Darien. So they agreed to moving forward, they're going to supply us funding for an additional investigator, because that's where the bulk of our investigations are. They're providing cars, they provide the maintenance on the cars. If the car is wrecked, they provide they have the paint and body work done on that car, they pay for all it, and they do that very good. They've done that amazingly. They allow us use to the annex over there for a precinct. They give us all the infrastructure. They do everything with that. And then now, they've just contacted us in the last week. They have a bond. Our property room consists of 4 portable houses, portable sheds out there, is what our property room, where evidence is stored. They've got a bond, and they've offered to come over there and build us a property room on site over there, which we'll give with the county. We won't build it on site over there because of where it should go for future development. So we'll meet with the county on that, but they're gonna build us a standalone, stationary, fully installed property room over there. Hopefully we can add some offices to it to have a criminal investigation division, so we're not in the shed with that as well. So it's been a work in progress. I have to commend the sheriff. The sheriff didn't go into this like, you know, I'm the sheriff and this is what, no, he didn't. The sheriff immediately went to the table with the county manager and the county attorney, and it's been a process. So I think y'all's concerns are valid. No, we can't police for profit, but we can't police at a deficit either.
That's right.
So that's being addressed, and I'm very thankful. The sheriff's very thankful for the relationship that we have with everybody, and that's the sheriff's. You know, sometimes people say, well, he's the sheriff, he can do what he wants to do. But this sheriff doesn't have that attitude. This sheriff truly wants to represent everyone, and he wants to make everybody happy. Sometimes that gets him in trouble because he can't make everybody happy, but he still works and tries to do it. So we hear your concerns, we're aware of it, we're dealing with them, and I don't want y'all to think we're just not, you know, we're working very hard to make this happen, and you know, we've got good support on this board right here, and I can't say that this probably wouldn't have come to a agreeable merger moving forward if it hadn't been for Ms. Carwacky. She was the first time we all came together at the city of Darien, and you know, with a bunch of men in the room, it wasn't going good.
Well, I should probably address that because this board is not quite aware of the reality of how that came about.
Yeah.
But Commissioner Poole and I were attending an RDI in Valdosta in June, and we got a lot of calls from constituents and concerns. And so I emailed everyone from Valdosta and asked if we could have a follow-up meeting when we returned that Friday. And so our then county manager, which was Patrick Zouts, myself, and Ad, went down and met with you guys and Holden and Sam Oliver from the city as the city officials. So that was really the first sit-down meeting that we had.
We, like I said, we can't do what we do without, there's partnerships and relationships. So we hear y'all, we're aware of it, we're working for it, and any contract that's signed, we'll all be in the same room negotiating it together.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we have a motion on the floor with a first and a second. Any additional discussion at this time? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to item number 2 is to consider approving an intergovernmental agreement with the McIntosh County School District and the McIntosh County Sheriff's Office for law enforcement services provided through the School Resource Officers Program. I'll allow the county manager to add staff notes.
Very similar agreement. This one, however, is for school resource officers protecting our children out there. The radio issues we've gone through in the past have helped things over there. This will go up from $190,000 a year to $250,000 a year. That should cover some of the additional things that are needed. Otherwise, the rest of the concerns we've already talked about the original intergovernmental agreement. Ad, would you care to add anything to that?
Not really. The concerns remain the same, although I must admit the school board has been very timely for the most part in making their payments. I think they were one payment behind and did not attempt to use the same excuse as I recall that, they hadn't received the bill.
So in your letter to us, there was concern about a laptop computer issue, or
we have cybersecurity issues throughout the county, and allowing somebody else, some third-party vendor, anybody, to provide us with anything that would be a part of our overall computer system is probably a reach. We need to be securing our own equipment and allowing our own cybersecurity.
Can we work that out where they just fund it to them and the sheriff's office buys it?
I'm sure the sheriff's office is capable of.
Maybe that's what they meant by it.
Yeah, I think that, but just the wording in there that said they would provide the computer was a concern of mine. I don't think we ought to be in a position.
So what they do is they provide an office for each SRO, and in that office, there's a computer in that office that doesn't have access to it. But it's a school board computer. They don't get to take it with them or anything,
Right.
they just have access to it.
Right, and it does not interact with your system.
Well,
Or, I mean, in the sense of a virus there,
they don't
do
have
not.
that software and all that.
Gotcha, okay. It's probably a non-issue, but I don't never like to assume anything. So the question is, Dr. Williams signed this back then. My understanding is the new superintendent now, the dates.
No concern.
No concern.
No concern.
Great,
No.
just want to verify. Thank you.
Okay. Any additional questions or comments at this time from the commission? Hearing none, I'll call for action on item number 2.
I'll make a motion to approve the IGA between the McIntosh School District and the McIntosh County Sheriff's Office for law enforcement services provided through the School Resource Office Program.
Okay, motion to approve by Commissioner Poole. Do I have a second? Second by Commissioner Hope. Any additional discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to commissioner reports. Commissioner Hope, we will begin with you.
Yeah, getting a lot of calls, and maybe Chief Taylor can help us with this as well, on these flock cameras. I don't know if it's getting out of hand or what's happening there, but I understand there's been some misuse. Would you address that and how we, and have we got a state audit done on this?
So, to answer your question, just like anything else in our society, there's benefits to it, and there's certain individuals out there that will misuse and misappropriate something for their own personal gain, and that's what you're seeing in some of these agencies. What we're doing, we're on the front end of it. I've talked to the county manager about it, had some phone conversations with him, so if he got any questions that he could say what we're doing. At noon today, I have a Zoom meeting with a couple of individuals. One of the things we're going to do, and we're just probably a week away from having our McIntosh County Sheriff's Office website up. We're going to have our own website. And on that website is going to be a transparency portal. And when you click on that transparency portal, and if any of you, y'all get together, have a meeting, you want me to come by and show it to you and give you a demo so you can better explain it to you people in the community, because they're going to have questions. And the conspiracy theories, you know, it's like we tell, you know, I'm sure Mr. Trexler, when we tell our police officers, a police officer in LA does something, it affects us here in McIntosh County. And it's just a simple fact of the matter is. And when the citizens see the stuff, they have questions, and they're taxpayers and they have a right to. But we're putting a transparency portal on this, and when you go in there and you can click it, it'll show you how many flock cameras we got, how many of those flock cameras are license plate readers. It will tell you how many vehicles or how many tags that's been read in the last 30 days. It will tell you how many searches that we did, okay? So we are currently, it's on the sheriff's desk now, we've been active, we've already done 2 audits since we've been in office, okay? We have not found any proof or any evidence of any misuse in the McIntosh County Sheriff's Office. We continue to do the audits, and we will, from this point forward, we will do audits every 30 days, and they will be published on the website, okay? And I will tell you this, although it has proven to be, and it is a very effective tool, you don't see anybody saying, okay, we give it up, because it is we're currently using it right now this morning with the incident we had last night. We have made some significant cases. One of the most recent cases was a murder. We made a murder arrest as a result of the technology we gathered from Flock. But we don't use it as much as the other organization. We don't have the magnitude of the cameras that they have. The funding for this, you know, it's a challenge to come up with the funding for these Flock cameras. So do we have the Flock cameras I'd like to see in this community? The numbers that I'd like to see? No. But that also benefits us too, because we don't rely on it as much as some of the other agencies do. We use it as a tool. It's not something that's a necessity. And what I'll do tonight I'll email each one of y'all what we have. And on our transparency portal, we are going to put like a top 5 list. These are the top 5 things that we've searched in the last 30 days. And in our policy, we've implemented, with the search, there has to be a case report number associated with the search, and it also has to be a summary in there of what the investigation entails. Now, if one of our deputies does, we also put a red flag system in it. If within a 24-hour period, a deputy does what we constitute an excessive amount of searches, it'll automatically red flag the administrator, who will come to me and we'll look into it and say, well, why are they doing it? Why are they doing so many searches? It might be legit, it might not be. And that's why we'll do it that way too. But we'll also have it if an entry's put in and it's not a case report number and an investigative summary with it, that is violation of the policy and the person will get disciplined for it. Because we don't want to be in a situation where we got to go back and explain, well, there's a search there, and there's no explanation for why that search there, and then that's when the conspiracy theory will grow. So we're putting that in. I'll send y'all a copy of our policy tonight. Each one of y'all will have it, so you can read it and see. It's very, very restrictive. And then I'll send y'all a copy of what's going to be on the transparency portal, which will be on the main menu of our website.
So can you give us a little more idea of what cases has been solved with this? And I'm mainly doing this. I'm mainly doing this so the public is aware of why this is out there.
So right now, entering autos. Right now, our bulk of our searches right now in the last 30 days have been as a result of entering autos. We have had some uptick in some entering autos in the city of Darien in the last couple of weeks. Missing persons, stolen auto, and I think we did some search up on 95 when we had a very large wreck up there, and there was a fatality out of that wreck, and there was some witness statements claiming that a vehicle may have caused that wreck, changing lanes and forcing one car over. They gave us a vehicle description of that. What we can do with that is we can go back to the flock camera and put that time frame and see if there is a vehicle that meets that description, which we found out. Subsequently found the vehicle 24 hours later abandoned in Savannah. who actually did swap the lanes and help, create that situation where a young lady lost her life where she ran in the rear of a semi up there on 95. We found the car and, it had been abandoned, but we probably never found that car if not for the description and putting that in the flock camera, and doing that. So it's an effective tool, but it can't be mismanaged and it can't be, the usage has to be within people's constitutional rights. And that's the way we're looking at it, and that's the way we're moving forward. And like I said, I'll provide y'all all the info, the policies, I'll provide you. And then once we get that website up, hopefully it's gonna be within a week, people can, anytime they wanna go there, anybody in the community can go hit that transparency portal, and they can see exactly what we're using it for. I think right now, and don't hold me to it, I think total in the whole county, I think we got like 18 cameras. Which might sound a lot, but it's not. You know, when you compare where I come from, where we, in each jurisdiction where I come from, each jurisdiction, 600 to 800 cameras. Just each police municipality.
So does that also include the ones that's monitoring 95?
Yes.
In
anything that's paid, and anything that flock cameras that's being purchased or leased by us is coming out of our budget or the county. That's our 18. Now, there's other flock cameras up there that the state has.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to.
And the majority of the ones on, but we have access to them. They grant us access to them. That's another thing that you see. The shared information over the access we have with different cameras. We share access with Glenn County, Liberty County, because a lot of our crime comes from Glenn County, Liberty, the outlying counties. It makes its way here, so it helps us to have access when we get we're looking for something, and case we're investigating last night looks like a subject that committed the crime came out of Brunswick, so it helps us to be able to do that. We got a description, so we can pass it on to Glenn County, they can put it in their flock system, and they can see if that vehicle pops up on their system anywhere. And as long as we're using it for that right there, we're doing it, we're providing a certain service, safety and security for the citizens, and I think that's what they want. But, and you look at some of these cases, Savannah most recently right here, they fired 6.
Mm-hmm.
And they,
Another one in Effingham, so
yeah.
that, I can understand that
So if
concern.
it's close by, I can understand why people, and people's, I'm not particularly like, my telephone, sometimes I tell people, and I'll talk about something, and then all of a sudden I start getting ads on my phone about it, and I'm like, man, that makes everybody weird. So we just want to put everybody at ease. We want to, everything we do, we gonna do it ethical. And if something happens, I'm not gonna say that somebody won't make a bad decision to err in judgment. We'll have the policies and operating procedures in place, so if they do, we'll act accordingly and deal with it how it needs to be dealt with.
Okay.
Chief W., one question for you. These cameras can also be used network-wide, so if we have an Alzheimer's patient that disappears or child abduction, the cameras throughout the United States can be linked together to track people.
Oh, you gotta, it's amazing. It's sad that we got this kind of technology and it's being misused in some of the manners that it has been used, that affects the good of it, but it's part of what we do. We have to handle what we do, but it is, it's not facial recognition. People ask you that, it's not facial recognition. The data is deleted every 30 days. So if it's not part of an active investigation, it doesn't linger, the information is not sold or given to anybody outside of law enforcement. All those are on our transparency portal. We're going to have a myth and fact section of what myths are out there and what the facts are. So it'll help explain. We want to get
Well, that was one of the big things that I keep hearing about is that shared information. That information is being stored somewhere.
It's deleted every 30. One of the things we put in place with the system is it deletes every 30 days unless it's extracted as in an actual investigation and an arrest. And if it's not, it's deleted every 30 days. And the prior administration to us, the sheriff's administration, they put in a good place. They did put in good parameters of what it's all, because we've gone back and done audits and we can't find any misuse. But like I said, we're not overly using it either. And we certainly, I can tell you right now, we certainly don't have deputies out there, keeping track of wives, girlfriends, and ex-girlfriends. We don't have anything like that. So, And that's what you see. I mean, in Savannah, that's what you had. You had the misuse, they were running tags and all the family members and keeping track of them and doing that. You can't do that.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
So stay with me a little bit longer, because I've got a community.
All right, go ahead.
That
Like I said, if you have a group that wants, you call me, I'll come.
Yes, sir, yes, sir, but I have asked for 2 different meetings on this. This community is being terrorized to the point that they will not allow their kids to even go get the mail. They will not allow their kids to play in this community. Seen last week where a young lady was laying in the ditch face down. This looks like some kind of scene from Seattle. You know, drug use. And them laying in the ditch with all of their belongings.
Yes.
Sir, this has got to stop. These people have been in this terrorism for over a year, and we've done nothing. That's what it feels like. We've got images where law enforcement is standing there. We've got images where EMS is standing there, and nothing's happened. They did not even take the individual in and have an assessment done.
Well,
It's got to stop.
The county manager brought this to my attention a couple of weeks ago.
I have not shared the rest of the videos with you.
Okay, well, please.
But it is ridiculous.
So I can show you, so what we do with when our deputies go to these areas and check these areas and all that, we require them to log in on CAD. So there's a record of it. I can show you, when they go by there and check, if they come right out here at the corner of the 17 and Broad, they check in. I can go back and pull the CAD record. I can show you who went there and checked it. I can tell you what time they did and all that.
Yes, sir.
He shared that, like I said, the information we get and how we share things is good. We got our guys out there watching that. Our girls are out there watching that and all that. And I'll tell you this, probably here in the next month or so, some of your concerns you've had and some of the concerns this community's had for a long time in relation to certain crime element in this community, Sheriff's got a strategic plan and we're fixing to hit it wide open.
Well, I would certainly appreciate it if y'all would do something for this community, like I say.
Well, one thing you also know,
they're in terror.
one thing we pay attention to, the overdose deaths, that tells us something.
Yes, sir.
And we're fixing to, but mind, it's not no secret, we're entering in some partnerships and agreements with some other agencies.
Yes, sir.
And we're fixing to strategically go at it.
Well, even to our code enforcement, I don't know why this has been allowed to go on, halfway house, but something's got to stop. These people are scared.
Commissioner, I had spoken to Chief Taylor, and we're going to have code enforcement, law enforcement, I'll let you do that at the meeting. So we're going to have a meeting at the office.
I waited all day yesterday for that phone call for the meeting, and I never received it. Thank you.
Did you call me, you know what meeting?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioner Hope, does that conclude your report?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Lotson?
No report.
Commissioner Gerald?
No report.
Commissioner Poole?
No report.
For the chairman's report, only thing I would like to say today is to please remember the DeBerger family in your prayers as George DeBerger has passed away. Mr. DeBerger held the seat that I currently hold for 4 terms. That's the south end of the county in District 1. County manager's report.
I'll be brief. Ed and I recently went up to Atlanta to a meeting with the Environmental Protection Division to get things moving along with our landfill expansion, and we had a very good meeting. Next week, we have our planning retreat where Mulder and Jenkins, our auditing firm, will give us an update on this past year. There was some mention made about cybersecurity issues. The webpage was down, but I'm happy to report it's back up now. We're working with our IT people, Civic Plus, and our webmaster to put in some safety procedures in there so we don't have viruses come through. And that concludes my report.
County attorney's report.
Ma'am, I regret to inform you that we have a need for a very brief executive session. Otherwise, I have no report.
Okay. Will there be action after the executive session?
No, ma'am.
Okay. At this time, do I have a motion to enter executive session?
Motion to enter the executive session.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. If everyone will please gather all of your personal belongings.